Welcome in, everybody. It is Main Street Today time, and whoo, we got some music coming. We're going to talk about a great restaurant that you might not know about, and I'm going to help you get your green going. But first, I'm going to tell you about a show coming up tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. at the Listening Room Cafe. Oh my lordy. Look at this lineup. You've got Billy Dean, Matt Wynn, Connor Sweet, and Lance Carpenter. Well, we're going to kick off our show with one of the best live performers in Nashville ever. I met Billy. Billy Dean was one of the first people I met in this town, and he was playing live, just he and a guitar at the KOA can down at the bowling alley in Franklin. He was just incredible. Nobody can do an acoustic show like Billy Dean.
Big city, you say I should sell my grandpa's farm, where my family walked arm in arm to live off the land and plant the fields. Hey, big city, you got no business way out here. I can't let this all just disappear. I fear you'll turn it into concrete and steel. The eagle's keeping watch from high up on his throne, and late at night the wolf cries out her lonely sad song. It's like she says to me, take one last look around before it's gone. Yellowstone. Hey, cowboy, you become a dinosaur. They don't want your kind no more, for sure. To them you're only in the way. But they don't know this ain't the first time you've been thrown. It's part of life, the only one that you've ever known. Before they brand you and they break you, just how long can you hold on? Yellowstone. The eagle's keeping watch from high up on his throne, and late at night the wolf cries out her lonely sad song. It's like she says to me, take one last look around before it's gone. Yellowstone. 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 Good to be with y'all. Thank you.
Woo, do we not love us some Billy Dean? He's like my brother from another mother. I love him with all my heart. And you can see him along with Matt Wynn, Connor Sweet, and Lance Carpenter, who we will hear from before the show is finished. Lance Carpenter's got a brand new single from the demo sessions, a new project he has got out. And that is tomorrow night at the Listening Room at 8:30. Loving some live music. Hey, this weekend, you're going to know notice a lot on the roads. So it's part of an initiative. I'll tell you about that right now. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office is launching a new speeding prevention campaign called Slow Down Tennessee. It's in partnership with the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security, the Tennessee Highway Patrol, and some other groups. Slow Down Tennessee will be enforced from April 16th through the 30th. Participating agencies will increase public education, awareness, and they'll also be increasing enforcement to reduce speeding-related crashes, injuries, and fatalities statewide. Slow Down Tennessee is due to the spike in reckless driving occurring since the pandemic. Did you know that nearly 23,000 speeding-related crashes happened in Tennessee from 2017 to 2019? 36% of those crashes involved drivers between the ages of 18 and 24. It seems that young adults and teenagers are engaging in risky behavior as well as older adults. During the pandemic, a lot of those teenagers felt speeding wouldn't harm them since the roadways were clear. Now, with Tennessee cities and towns opening back up, that risky behavior is causing teenagers to get in more fatal speeding crashes. That's why SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions, is excited to help educate and promote to young drivers that they need to follow the marked speed limits and slow down. The Slow Down Tennessee campaign includes a multi-pronged approach. 1. The public is encouraged to participate by using hashtag #SlowDownTennessee on social media to spread awareness. 2. Law enforcement agencies statewide will increase saturation patrols, conduct high visibility enforcement, and utilize any tactics they can to curb speeding drivers. Outdoor signage will display Slow Down Tennessee to visually remind all drivers to slow down. There are large banners, digital message boards on highways all around Tennessee. Speeding is a high-risk behavior that threatens the safety of all roadway users, according to the commissioner of TDOT. Now, when you speed, you risk losing control of your vehicle, crashing into other vehicles, and causing property damage. If you'd like more information, go to tntrafficsafety.org/slow.
Meet Stu. Stu's a fast mover and a slow thinker. He puts the pedal to the metal and everyone around him at risk. Stu also never uses his brain to remember to buckle up. So the first thing that goes through his head might be his windshield. Don't step on it like Stu. Slow down, Tennessee.
Shout out to some of the folks who are viewing right now. Hi, Danny Sue, and to Tim Harrison, and to Benjamin Thomas. We are glad that you're here. Always leave your comments. And if you would, wherever you're watching, click like, subscribe. Main Street Today is where we are every Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock. We are live. And speaking of live, we got our favorite Titan Insider here in the studio with us. Well, actually, you're virtually keyed in. Terry McCormick, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Devin?
You know, I'm doing fabulous. The pretty Mr. Eddie got slated as the coach of the TSU Tigers. How about that?
Yeah, that's quite the move for Tennessee State, landing Titans great Eddie George to be their new head coach. Lots of interesting things in the offing from that.
You know, there are a lot of people that are bringing up the question that Eddie has never been a coach before, therefore he might not be qualified. And of course, I differ. I do not agree with that because I think he's been an amazing business coach for a lot of people. He's actually played the game and he's a motivational speaker. I go, what else do you need? He actually knows of which he speaks.
Very true. I mean, he's a guy who's given his life to football, and then beyond football, he's been an actor, an entrepreneur, a businessman, lots of different things. And I think anything that Eddie George puts his mind to, he generally has success at. And I think that one of the things that he's going to do is kind of be a CEO, if you will, of the TSU football program. And he's going to surround himself with talented coaches who do have experience. I know that there's been reports that Jeff Fisher is going to be an advisor to him and that Fisher's son, Brandon, is going to be a defensive coordinator. So there's a couple of experienced minds for him to bounce things off of. And I think Eddie's going to do just fine.
I do too. I think it's a brilliant move for TSU, and will put them on the map in a different way. And people have needed to pay attention to that school for a long time. They've got a lot of great things going on, and now Eddie George is just another one. What else is happening with the Titans? What can we talk about this week?
Well, everything going on with the Titans right now is in preparation for the draft, which begins on April the 29th. So the offseason work is going to begin virtually again for the players that they already have on the roster. But the front office, the coaching staff, they're getting ready to try and see who they want to add to this roster for 2021. They've got a few holes to fill at certain positions: wide receiver, cornerback, outside linebacker, a few other places. Mm-hmm. And everything is focused on getting players, a new crop of rookies to come in and get acclimated to this team.
Who do we see that you think is going to be seeing some less action this coming season? As they bring these rookies in, are we going to see some people, they're kind of using them a little bit less because they've been here for a while? Or,
well, not really. I think, it'll all be sorted out in training camp and preseason and those sorts of things. Sorry about that. But when you talk about the veterans and the guys that have been here, there'll be competition and camp battles for starting roles, and then there'll be some of these rookies will get into that mix as things go forward. I think you'll see them find some roles here and there, whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams. And so everything will kind of work itself out, and everything will just kind of be a situation where, Mike Vrabel and his staff will try and, find the best 53 players they can to put on the roster.
Everybody needs to know is if you find something out, new season, everything. Titan Insider is the place to go. Where can they find out more about Titan Insider and your podcast?
Go to TitanInsider.com, and then the podcast, we hope to have it back very, very soon with myself and Mark Howard. We finished up the regular season with it. It can be downloaded on pretty much anything that carries podcasts and all those wonderful things. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's TerryMC13.
I will tell you that the pictures and the stories that you have, it's not just, I love what you do. It's not actually lifestyle stories. And you give the behind the scenes about the people that are playing the game that we all love every season. So thank you for what you do at the Titan Insider.
Thanks for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye. Well, we've talked music. We've talked sports. How about let's talk food? Because that's the way to everybody's heart, right? Well, I don't know if you guys know about the Lost Paddy, but if you don't know, I got to go and visit with the owner for a little bit, and I'll give you that interview. Where can you get your Irish on in Nashville? Well, the Lost Paddy is a perfect place. It is a genuine pub. We'll find out in this story all the things that make a pub a pub. It's the food, it's the music, it's the company, it's the conversation. And we definitely have an incredible one right here at home. For those people who know Old Nashville, you might have spent some time in a place called Dad's Place. It has been overtaken, and now it is Irish. It is the Lost Paddy. And I want you to meet the owner. Tell me all about you.
Well, how are you? Micheál O'Leary is my name. From Dublin, Ireland. Lived in Los Angeles for 25 years and was looking to get out of California to find a more business-friendly state, and was looking in 5 different states, and somebody sent me a picture of what you have affectionately called Dad's Place, but it was called Dad's Lounge. In fact, the big sign on the roadway had for years. I saw the pictures of the pillars as you come in the front door, and I saw pictures of the bar top with the marble and the wood, and I was sold. I said, I have to fly over there, look at that property. Once I came in, it was immediate. It was love at first sight. It was one of those things where I could feel that it had been lived in. I could feel that there was a lot of energy, whatever you want to call it, and it had to be brought back. Too many times we look at old properties and we decide they need to be taken down or transformed or changed in some way. to me, this just screamed, bring me back to life. And that was it. I mean, it was destroyed. I mean, the picture I saw was black and white, and when I got here, I realized why it was black and white, because if they'd put a color photograph, it would have it would have been shocking. Yes, it was. The roof was caved in. There was people living on the property. The hotel is closed. It had all been closed since 2011. So there was a lot of damage, a lot of weather damage. The floor was destroyed. The ceiling was non-existent, and there were people living on the property, and so we had a lot of cleaning up to do. And this is the end result. I wish this could. I'm hoping you're putting photographs with this, because it is beautiful. And I want the people who remember Dad's Place or Dad's Lounge to come back. I want to know their stories. If they found love here, I want to put, as I did in my pubs in Los Angeles, Culver City specifically, I would allow people to carve under the bar the story about their love, if they found love and found marriage, and even if it went sour afterwards or they lost the loved one, come back in, carve your name on the wood. Let's bring it back. Bring this place back to life.
Well, there are a lot of people in Nashville, and you know who I'm talking about, and people from all over the country would come here because it was a great dance floor and one of the few places at that time in Nashville where you could hear live music.
Yeah, well, we have the same stage that existed, and believe it or not, we have one of the same bands that existed back then. They've come back. They're called the Joyride Band. They play at least once a month. They played last night.
Tell me a little bit about your menu.
I just wanted to create a simple Irish menu. I think people expect to get fish and chips, bangers and mash, shepherd's pie. Of course, we have Irish stew, but also people are raving about our burgers. We do not order black and tans in an Irish pub. I will train you on that. No Irish car bombs. You can have a Tennessee car bomb if you like, but not an Irish one. That's frowned upon in Ireland. So we're trying to teach people, in case you're planning a trip to the Emerald Isle, we'll teach you how to survive. And that stage, by the way, is going to be a place where, especially Nashville, I want to showcase the connectivity between Irish music and country music. How Irish music came to America through the Appalachians, through bluegrass, blues, country, of course, and Memphis, rock and roll. So there's such an amazing history, and I want to use the stage to showcase anything that can show pieces of that connectivity and that puzzle. 7 days, I'll be open as often and as much as the state will allow me.
Hear the rest of the interview in our audio podcast for Main Street Today, anywhere you download or listen and stream your podcast. And find more about The Lost Paddy on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, thelostpaddy.com. I made myself so hungry. I will tell you, those burgers are amazing. And if you've never had a fried egg on a burger, says, I mean, oh my goodness. Good morning, Elizabeth. We are so glad to have you here. And we're glad to have all of you every single day. Most of you are involved in the nonprofit community, but they don't call us the volunteer state for nothing. And if you are part of the Big Payback, and you have done a promotional video about the Big Payback, we want to invite you to be part of our show. We're going to kick things off with this.
Hello, my name is Anka, and I am a Web Development Cohort Evening 11 graduate of Nashville Software School. We welcome you to join us for the Big Payback. Since its founding in 2012, Nashville Software School has been an innovator in tech workforce development. NSS was one of the first 6 software bootcamps and the first nonprofit bootcamp in the country. John Wark, the founder of NSS, is here to tell us a little more. Take it away, John.
Thanks, Anka. I'm John Wark, founder of Nashville Software School. In 2012, we looked at the shortage of tech talent in Nashville. We believed our tech talent gap couldn't be solved only by waiting on colleges to graduate students with the right skills or by recruiting developers from other cities that had their own shortages of talent. We believed that we had motivated individuals right here in Nashville with the latent talent to do tech work, with the aptitude and desire to learn technology skills, and who, if offered a chance, would pursue a career in the field. We believed that homegrowing talent was a critical missing piece of the solution to Nashville's tech talent gap. We also believed that closing that talent gap required providing opportunities to women, Blacks, veterans, and members of other groups that were underrepresented in tech careers. We believed all of that then, and we believe it even more now. And today we have proof. Since our founding, we've graduated 1,400 job-ready adults and placed 90% or more of them into tech jobs. We've worked with over 300 local employers who've hired our graduates. This March, as the economy is only starting to recover from COVID, we had the highest number of graduates hired in a single month in the history of the school. Yet never before has the mission of NSS been so relevant or more needed. Supporters like you can enable NSS to provide scholarship opportunities for students like Anka so that they can attend NSS and prepare to start a new, more rewarding career.
That's right, John. NSS not only gave me technical skills, but also helped fund my education. As a scholarship recipient, I received the assistance I needed to achieve my dream of becoming a software developer. You can help more adult learners like me realize their dreams by joining us for the Big Payback. This 24-hour giving event hosted by the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee is a community-wide day of giving during which people from all over Middle Tennessee support the nonprofits that support our community. Our goal this year is to raise $25,000, which will fund 10 scholarships for deserving students. So save the date, May 5th at 6 p.m. Join Nashville Software School for the Big Payback. Stay tuned to our social media channels for updates on special events we'll be hosting during the giving campaign.
I didn't even know about the Nashville Software School. That's the beauty of the Big Payback, is that even the little tiny organizations find things and find out about them and really just understand that your donation can be small, but there are participating companies who are sponsors who help, and they join in and go, well, you know what? I didn't know that they existed, and we're going to give some money to that, and we're going to do some matching funds. And it is like a virtual telethon for organizations and nonprofits all over Middle Tennessee. If you have a nonprofit and you are participating and you've got a promotional video, let me know, because I want to do one. Nonprofit is my word out about your company and your organization and what you do. We're going to find out. It's like Giving Tuesday on steroids. That's what the Big Payback is. Sponsored by the Community Foundation. Hey, we talked about we're having to watch and take care of our speed because it's very important. Well, there's one place where I ain't going to be watching no speed. We're going to watch people go really fast. And that is coming up Father's Day weekend. I've got to sneeze, you guys. I said, quick, look at a light. Phew, excuse me. It's allergy season. Anybody else going crazy with allergies? Oh my gosh. I love it when my pear trees bloom and my apple tree is blooming and my peach trees and my plum trees, they're all blooming right now. But my eyes and my, it doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to go see some great music tomorrow night, 8:30 at April 14th. It's going to be at the Listening Room Cafe with Billy Dean, who we heard from at the top of the show, Matt Wynn, Connor Sweet, and Lance Carpenter. My Lance Carpenter is so, he's mine. Thank you, Elizabeth. Sorry. I mean, this is live and this is it. This is what you can just get what you get whenever you're on. And so I had to do a little sneeze, but I will tell you that Lance are number ones for Kelsey Ballerini, and he signed with Toby Keith's record label, Show Dog, or Big Dog. It was Big and Show. Anyway, it was Toby Keith's record label, and he went on the road. But he's got a new project called Holy Ground. It's the demo sessions is what the project is, but this song is incredible. And we're going to close with it, and hopefully you will get tickets to see him tomorrow night with Billy Dean and friends at the Listening Room. Be safe, be kind, and remember,
growing up, I couldn't wait to get away from here. I knew it all, wouldn't listen, didn't have no fear. So I headed for those city lights and left it in my rearview mirror. But those city lights don't shine as bright as they did in my dreams. And the stars at night, they seem to hide behind those concrete trees. A memory is all I have, but memories are good enough for me. When these old truck tires hit that gravel road, it's like a Sunday sermon preaching to my soul. With the radio up and the windows down, baptized in dust on holy ground. Looking back, guess there's a part of me that never left. And yeah, it's a fact, my roots grew deeper as the time went past. No matter where I'm at, this heart of mine won't ever lose the feeling I have. When these old truck tires hit that gravel road, it's like a Sunday sermon preaching to my soul. With the radio up and the windows down, baptized in dust on holy ground. I can see that exit sign, church bells ringing in my mind. Grew up on these streets of gold, God, it feels good being home. I can see that exit sign, church bells ringing in my mind. Grew up on these streets of gold, God, it feels good being home. When these old truck tires hit that gravel road, it's like a Sunday sermon preaching to my soul. With the radio up and the windows down, baptized in dust on holy ground. Holy, holy
Did you know that Main Street Nashville is live? With the Main Street Nashville e-edition, you can read online in its true printed format from anywhere in the whole world. It's all packaged in an easy-to-use digital format that puts you back in control. Main Street Nashville is a simple new way to interact with and consume news. Access the full e-edition of Main Street Nashville on your computer, tablet, or smartphone, and read whenever and wherever you want. All you have to do is subscribe by visiting mainstreetnash.com and clicking the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It's so easy.